Amazon released a huge change over the weekend, and it's something that nobody saw coming. It had nothing ahead of times, and it's going to be completely industry disrupting for businesses like ours and many thousands of others across the world. What exactly is this change? Well, it was first reported on by Vanessa Hung here, of CEO of Online Seller Solutions. She's fantastic. Go follow her. That being said, essentially, it's a major bombshell for agencies and service providers. Amazon is saying starting April 10th, third party solution providers must be registered on this solution provider portal to access Seller Central accounts. This is huge. So, for those of you that don't know, typically most agencies and solution providers, instead of going through something like a portal, typically speaking, just have user accounts that are set up ahead of time and attached to all of the clients that they service. For reference, we service over 400 different brands, a little over 1,000 different brands per year. And we set up hundreds and hundreds of user accounts. We have thousands of accounts that we are currently attached to that we are going to have to migrate over into the solution provider portal. Now, why is this such an industry breaking thing and why is this such a big deal? Well, a couple of different issues that we're going to be facing here. First and foremost, for a company like ours, as an agency, again, we work with hundreds and hundreds of clients every single year. Going through something like this within just a month time frame is going to be extremely difficult. The bigger difficulty is that for a company like us, where our name is My Amazon Guy, we have always had the issue of Amazon actually approving any of these service providers, solution provider accounts in the past. Just because Amazon, of course, even though we set up our name before the LLC trademark was done by Amazon, they don't care. They don't want us to have Amazon Air name. And we are not the only company out there that has Amazon Air name. So this is causing a pivot within our own company of looking at even different branding, different titles, different naming conventions in general of what we can do. The current one, and leave your comment down below on what you think we should rename the company to. We're currently thinking Mag Growth, but let's hear your thoughts down below. That being said, it's not just us. There are thousands upon thousands of freelancers and consultants out there that they have never set up a business. They've only worked with people on a, consulting or freelancing basis. And so therefore, they're just a sole proprietor. They have never had the need for a business LLC or registration, which means that they are now having to go through the process of doing that, changing their entire business, how their way of life works for working with clients, for the sole factor of having to now set up a solution provider portal account. So, what else does this come with? Well, a couple of different things, and I think Vanessa again breaks it down the best. The idea of no more Seller Central or Vendor Central for service providers. The Vendor Central part is the one that, from what I have heard and who I have talked to, Vendor Central is a non issue. It sounds like this is going to be only for Seller Central to start, not Vendor Central for the time being, at the very least. Secondarily, tighter security controls. This is the big aspect that I think Amazon is essentially doing. They're trying to cut down on a lot of different issues that we've had in the past of, people having thousands of different users, accounts, things like that, accounts getting hacked, taken over, admin rights being given away willy-nilly, etc. So I think that's what this entire thing is about at the end of the day, so Amazon can more closely monitor. Better API monitoring compliance. I think this one's a no-brainer. Full transition by August 31st, 2025. So this April 10th is the big thing. Yes, April 10th is technically the day in which this is instituted, but Amazon is giving some, leniency until the 31st. So that's a couple of months away. That is the silver lining here, I should say. Now, that being said, this is still just a huge change for the industry as a whole. It changes how every single operator works, but at the same time, puts pretty much everyone on a even playing field across the board. There are going to be some, major hurdles and headaches, I think, for a lot of people in the industry here, but at the end of the day, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that something like this is happening. The only thing I will say is I really don't like this change for one simple aspect and one simple aspect alone. I think that this change is going to do exactly the same thing to solution providers and agencies that sellers have had to deal with for years. If you are a seller, you have probably faced the exact issue of Amazon deactivating your account for who knows what reason and then telling you, sorry, you have to figure out what the issue is and what compliance you broke before we reactivate you. I have a feeling that this exact same situation is going to start happening to agencies where agencies are going to be put under the microscope. They're going to get deactivated, taken off the solution provider portal for whatever reason, and then you're not going to have any real idea or solution as to how to solve it, because Amazon's just going to say, hey, sorry, figure it out. And that's going to be the end of it. So I believe this is going to cause more headaches for agencies, freelancers in general, than anyone initially wouldn't even anticipate. I really don't like the idea of Amazon essentially taking agencies, these people that essentially are make the platform what it is, right? Brands would not look nearly as nice without the use of agencies, freelancers, consultants, and all of the talented people out there who grow brands every single day. So I think this is a huge, huge change for the industry as a whole. This is going to be something that has drastic, long standing effects for companies. If you are a freelancer, I would very heavily advise you get set up with a business and LLC as soon as possible. You need to essentially be going through the solution provider portal, which I'll actually show. We actually just started getting ours set up here recently under the Mag Growth, where essentially you have to have your business information, identity documentation. It works the exact same way as essentially how you would for a Seller Central setup account, where you have to have all of your business information. So this is going to be a major, major change. That being said, I think it'll be status quo here within about a month and a half. It does put everyone on an even playing field, but it also makes it so there are a lot of people who can, potentially get screwed over at the same time. So, not a great play by Amazon, in my opinion. Granted, I'm a little biased considering I'm an agency. So, if you have also experienced this and you are interested in giving some insights, or even if you're trying to get on the solution provider portal, we'll release a video here soon going through the exact step by step process on how to set up a account all on your own.